Hi there, boys and girls, and welcome to our afternoon together. Today we're going to discuss nature journaling, seeing nature out your window. So I know many of you, like myself, are stuck in the house and it's beautiful outside and we can go out as long as we don't social distance. But if you are stuck in the house, this is a great way to look and see nature and document it while you're inside. So, what exactly is a nature journal? A nature journal is a place where you can grow your thoughts and feelings. You can put down your ideas, activities, observations, and any kind of relationship you have with the natural world, what you see in nature. It's an opportunity to interpret your inner thoughts into the natural world, and a space where the natural world can flow into you and leave a permanent mark. Just sit and breathe, watch and listen. Find joy and peace in the sound of birds or of raindrops on the windows. Watch the clouds going by in the sky and how you feel about your natural surroundings. Getting stuck, drawing on your first piece of paper. So sometimes we get nervous when we do these kind of things and we're stuck, we don't know what to do. So don't focus on trying to make a pretty picture. Try to open up your mind and with the intent on discovering something new in nature. Slow down, look carefully at the item. Maybe you haven't seen something like this before. Maybe it's a time you ask yourself questions and observe these observations in your journal. Embrace an idea. Go follow up on the internet. What are some of these plants or things that you've seen in nature? Find out about the things that you see. Okay, sometimes we're stuck. So what do we do? How do we get started? Well, the first thing we're going to do at the top of the paper is we're going to write the date and the location where you are, the time of day. Is it raining, snowing, sleeting? What the weather is like? Is it breezy, windy, cloudy, and what the temperature is approximately. And this information is called data, and this is what scientists collect and analyze. So we make a chart of like temperatures, say, over the next month, and we see what the temperatures are like as we enter these spring months. And you write down all these observations, and you're learning to be a natural science. And so here's an observation. Example A here, it has the date, the time, the location, sounds that you might hear. Right now you could hear frogs, the peepers are out, and any other notes that you might see. Maybe the trees are blooming or some trees have more flowers out. So write down what you see. This is example B. It gives you a little place to draw a picture of what you see and a little space to describe what you see. At the top, it still gives you a spot for date, location, time of day, weather, and other things that are pertinent to when you do your nature journal. These are examples of pictures I have in my own nature journal that I actually made myself. So they don't have to be perfect pictures. They can just be little sketches, or they can be watercolors or color pencils, whatever you have at home. Look out your window and what do you see? We each have a different view. So some of us might see big trees, some of us might have a parking lot, some of us might have plants in our windowsill, and some might see bulbs coming up. But whatever we see, we're seeing nature out of our windows. Take a look around you and observe whether your nature is a plant at home or the tree outside your window, and take notes and write them down. What is the shape of the flower or the leaf? And is the tree blooming? What's changing outside your window? Take a sketch something over the course of a day or even weeks of one tree and see what the difference is. If you can go outside, make a bark rubbing. Take a piece of paper over the bark and kind of take a pencil on the flat side and make a rubbing over it. Do you see animals? What kind of animals do you see? Write down and make a sketch of the animals for later identification if you're not sure what they are. And always take a moment to look up a plant, bird, or animal online and research it. Here's a few resources for you to draw and compare different types of trees, twigs, or plants. Here are animal tracks, different types of mammals in Pennsylvania in both coloring pictures and in full color pictures. So you can check out the different animals that are in this state. While you're learning about nature journaling, look up some of these famous people. Lewis and Clark's Unforgettable Adventure, the Journals of Lewis and Clark, and Google the photos. And it's amazing. These photos are made, or these sketches are made hundreds of years ago, and we refer back to them for the different animals that were alive then and may be extinct at this point. So it's kind of exciting to see some of these pictures. Also look up John Muir, who is a very influential naturalist and conservationist. And there's a lot of parks and places out in California that are named after him. And Rachel Lewis Carson is another person that was very influential in conservation and the environmental movement. And I highly recommend looking these people up and checking them out, even maybe doing a little report about them. And lastly, here are some links. A wiki, How to Nature Journal, a YouTube, How to Draw Trees. That's John Muir Laws. He's very popular in how to do a lot of drawing YouTube video. How to Keep a Nature Journal, How to Draw Some Landscape. I think all these links to videos would be very helpful also. So while you have a moment, try to take advantage of observing nature from where you're limited to, and try sketching and documenting what you see and what's happening. Do you see birds making nests? I think our next video is going to be about birds, and I'm going to see if we can even do some bird bingo. All right, well, take care, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.